Hello, this is part 17 of creating a 2D platformer. We're nearly there, folks. We're nearly ready. If you learn everything, take all 17 or hopefully 18, we'll try and implement one more video after this. Then you can fully go mad at making as many 2D games as you like. So, today we're going to set up our death animations because I said in the last video that we're done with our enemy skeletons, and then I realised, well, when he dies, he just pops off. So what we need to do is sort out his death animation. So what we're going to do is find Mr. Skeleton. There we go. He does have a death animation. Oh, he did have. Or did I never sort that one out? That is interesting. Let's go to our animator. We've got hit, we've got attack, but we don't have death. Let's have a look. I'm sure that's the wrong way. Let's look at. Where did I put it? Skeleton, no, it's not there. Animations, idle, okay. Enemies, death, okay, there it is. So what we're going to do is make sure that our loop time for our death animation is unchecked. We don't want him to loop over doing his death animation. So what we're going to do is drag this in to our animator tab. What we're then going to do is, if you remember when we did our hit, we can see that we have a transition from any state to our hit skeleton. So in any state, essentially it was like in any animation from idle to walking to attack, can our character get hit? And we're saying, yes, that was very true. Is this going to happen with death? 100%. So what we're going to do is right click, go make transition, and do a transition from any state to death underscore skeleton. We're then going to create a parameter for this called, you named it, death. So if you click on the trigger, we're going to call this death. We're then going to click on our transition and transition settings. Let's add the condition first of death. And then we are going to make sure duration is 0. It has exit time. Yes, we want the animation to finish. So if we play that preview, and there we go, he dies. And he falls down into a pile there. Cool. I might have to sort out the collider because he kind of rises up when he dies, but we can sort that out later on. That's perfectly fine. So we've got transition. Transition duration is 0. Exit time is fine. Has exit time is checked, and we've got that all checked and sorted. Fantastic. So while we're here, let's set this up for our character as well. When in Rome, as they say. So I can't even remember doing the character. It's been such a long time ago. Sprites, night, death animation. There we go. We haven't sorted out his death animation yet. So what we're going to do is make sure we click on him. Cool, lovely. We are then going to click on those. Let's change it from single to multiple. So again, we've done this a million times now. So I'm just going to rush through this. So we make sure we're doing the right thing. Click on sprite editor, slice, automatic click slice. Lovely. He might rise up again, but again, we can fix this. Fix this system. So cool, they've been sliced. Oh, we need to click apply. There we go. There's all our animations. What we're going to do is we've got an attack, walk, and idle. We're going to create a death. And we're going to make sure this is also in the right place as well. Animations. There we go. It's not going to go into the enemy folder. And we're just going to call this death. Click save. Click on record. We're then going to make sure we can click and select all of these animations for our death. And then we're going to click and drag those in. Cool, that's recorded. That was a total of 9 frames. So let's change this to 9 frames, click enter, unrecord, press play. There we go, he then dies. Fantastic. Let's just make sure we've got that. What did we do? Idle was at 100. Oh, I still got 100 units. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. But then on our death animation, we do want him to kind of. Oh, he might hit the ground. That's fine. I reckon he'll hit the ground where his feet are and where he goes. That's quite good. Cool. Lovely. So we've sorted out his death animation as well. We'll sort out the player death animation when we do the HUD system, when we script in the HUD system. We're going to hopefully have enough time to put the HUD system in today. That's why I'm kind of quickly going through the bits we already know, like the animation bits like that, and then we can jump on with scripting those animations as well as looking at implementing our HUD or heads-up display, which hopefully you've watched the video, the Photoshop video on creating a HUD system just in Photoshop really quickly. I've decided to totally change my original design from my video to something completely different. I was looking at Zelda, 2D Zelda, and saw this really kind of cool heart system. So I'm kind of copying, kind of not copying that. So we'll start to implement that at the end of this video. Cool. Okay, so while we're here, let's have a look at the animator for our character, and as you can see, we've got death there, and we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to move this death over to here. We're going to create a transition. We're going to create another trigger, and again call this death, enter, transition, go down to conditions, add death, up again, has exit time, and transition duration at 0. Click enter. Let's press play. Let's have a look at that. There we go. So any state, whether he be walking, attacking, or idling, he will get the death. Lovely. So now that's done, we'll worry about the rest of the player when we add in the HUD. Let's clear that. Let's clear this, and let's click on skeleton, because this is the dude we're going to concentrate on today. We're going to sort out his animations and finish him off. Okay, let's have a look at that skeleton script, shall we, and see where we're at. So if we go into scripts, it's going to enemy, and then we go into our skeleton script. We can see that we have, if we have a look at his void damage, we can at the moment see that if health is -1, we then just destroy our object. Well, as we know from being in combat or setting an animation, as we can say anim.get or set trigger, get ball, etc., as you can see here, what we're going to do is take this out. We're going to highlight this, and we are just going to change this to anim.set trigger, and we're going to change this to death, because we obviously this is still within our his parameters. That parameter has been set, so that's within his parameters, death. So as we can see here, so that's gonna play. Hopefully that's gonna be fine. And if we go over to Mr. Skeleton, dodgy jump, lovely. So if I attack him, come on, 1, 2, 3. Let's try again. There we go, he dies, fantastic. And as you can see, he's just a pile on the floor. Cool, and then we can, so as you can see here, if I move, the pile of bones on the floor is following me. So if I then jump away from him, So we have an issue. Our pile of bones on the floor is going back to his original state in his animation. So if we have a look on Animator, we can see that despite being an idle and despite his death animation coming through, he's still going through the process of point A to point B. Even though we've turned off the animation, we've still got this process, as we can see here. Funny as it is, what we can do is we can change that. So we just want him to be a pile of bones wherever we kind of get him. So what we can do is do a true or false statement. So if we go back to our scripts, let's create a protected ball. That's what I said, wasn't it? Yeah. And call this is dead. Is dead, and we're going to call this automatically false because we don't start off dead. So once we've got that, we can put in here is dead equals true, semicolon. But we still need the logic for this. So the logic is going to come from here. So if I highlight movement, delete movement, and say if is dead should be just equals false, we can then say movement is then implemented. Cool, lovely. Do I need 2 equals? I believe so, to make that work. Lovely. Let's save that again. So just going to go through this again. We've created a true or false statement, or true or false variable, saying is dead equals false initially. Okay. We've then implemented saying if is dead equals false, we can then movement will be implemented. Okay, so the whole of the movement. Remember, it wasn't the animation, because the animation was working fine. It was just the movement from point A to point B. So this is why we've stated this here. So we're saying is dead equals to false. If it is false, then movement can happen. If not, is dead equals true, we then set that animation, then movement will not happen. So hopefully. So let's implement this, let's compile, let's just clear whatever those are. Let's press play and see if this works. So I'm going to come over here, jump over to my character. As the skeleton walks across, I'm going to attack him once, twice, 3 times. I'll just attack him again. I don't know why that's taking 4. Once he's been hit, he's then going to a pile of rubble, and then there we go. Fantastic. He is not animating or doing anything out of the ordinary. He is just then a pile of bones on the floor, as we can see here. Fantastic. Brilliant. Obviously, if just in traditional 2D games you want him to kind of disappear, we could easily implement what we had before, which was destroy brackets this dot game objects. You can then add that in, but I think the animation wouldn't play through because this would probably implement a bit too quickly. So I'm not going to put that in. It looks kind of cool just having a pile of bones on the floor. So I'm going to save that and leave that just like that. Lovely, fantastic. So that is our skeleton complete. There is nothing else we need to do with him, or nothing else we need to do if we added or implemented in any other enemy. We're all good with that. So what we're going to do is look at implementing our HUD system through UI within Unity. So what we need to do, just going to clear this, is we need to, first of all, we need to go onto our hierarchy, right click, go to UI and click panel. This will create our event system, create our panel as well, and create our canvas. We're going to leave canvas, that's fine, and we're going to rename panel to our heads up display, or our HUD. Fantastic. Cool. We are then going to remove our image component. So if we go here, image, we're going to remove that component. so it's not getting in our way. We can then, I'm going to make sure I can see my game screen as well, because this is where our HUD is going to go in the top left hand corner. We are then on our HUD. We're just going to use this essentially as an empty. I'm going to right click, go to UI and go down to image. It's not too far away. And once I've done that, we're going to click on image, and this will parent, because I right clicked on the HUD, this will parent our image. Lovely. So once we've done this, I'm going to rename image to our life bar. This will be our main life bar. Okay, I'm just going to press enter. Once I've done that, we can see that just like when we added panel, we have an image component, and we can see at the moment our source image is nothing. Okay, so as I've done this earlier, or actually no, we can actually see we do have some kind of white block sprite. I think that might be the image. It is. So let's get rid of this. So if we go to, I've already dragged this in earlier. I dragged in my HUD system, as you can see here. So what I'm going to do is my main HUD system, my main system is going to be here. Okay, so I'm going to drag this into there. And then as you can see, it's all squashed and really, really small. So what I need to do is size this up. So the initial size of it is 627 by 231. So if I go to my height and my width under my rect transform, I can change this to 627 and 231. There we go. That is a bit big. I can size that down. That's absolutely fine. I could probably do that. No, it doesn't want to do that. That's fine. Let's just give that a 627. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this, I'm going to click on anchor points and then make sure this goes into the top left hand corner, as you can see. And then I'm going to just zero out that position. And as you can see, it's already gone to the top left hand corner. Obviously, it's not quite in my display. So within my scene view, I'm going to zoom out. Let's find this. If I click on life bar, there we go, there it is. And I'm just going to move this into view. Obviously, this is still pretty big. Actually, it's not too bad. I might just keep it like that. That's fine, because I need to sort out the hearts and everything like that. So if I press play, I should have the start of my HUD within my game. There he is. Fantastic. So obviously this is not, you can fade this off. So what we can do, if we come out of play, if I come onto this color here, if I click on this, we can see that we've got an alpha channel right here. We can fade this off. If I type in from 255, I can type in 100. Yeah, it kind of works. I might have that a little bit more actually. Let's try 175. Let's try 190. Let's try, what was it? 200,000. That's fine. So it's just blending in more with a little bit of a scene. Cool. Lovely. As again, I can size this down, but I'm happy with that for now. Probably what I would do is size it down once I've got everything else implemented and obviously scripted as well. Once I'm happy with it, I'll then size it down to what I want. But I want it just a little bit bigger for now, so I can see that it's implemented in the system. The event system is all working properly, which we'll script in the next video. Cool. So once we've done that, we need to let's create on. Let's click on. Just create an empty, don't we? Should we still put it into canvas? Let me think. Yeah, let's click on HUD again, right click, and let's create an empty. And I'm going to call this empty heart units. Cool. Might just call that heart underscore units. So this, as you may have guessed, is going to be for each of my heart units. And technically, yeah, I only need one, but I wanted to script. You're going to have them as 4 separate units, so I'm going to script them as separate ones. Okay. So what I'm going to do is we are going to right-click on heart units, go to UI, and go to image. I'm then going to name this units_1. Cool. And then in the where it says sprite, I'm going to add in 1 there. Lovely. And as you can see, it's added it right at the start. I'm still in play, I'm still in game mode. So it hasn't saved anything. Ooh, it's annoying. Where am I? Let's do this again. Sorry, so yeah, make sure you don't get fooled by that. So I'm going to initially create an empty, call this heart_units, press enter. Then going to right click on that, go to UI, go to image, call this units_1, press enter, and then going to drag in that first unit. Lovely, and as you can see, that heart is there. I'm then going to duplicate this 3 more times. So ba-boom, 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 and then I'm going to name this unit 2, enter. Wrong way around. Unit 3, and if you're wondering how I duplicated, just Control D or Command D if you want a Mac. Unit 4. Lovely, and so they have all 4 of the hearts in them, I believe. So, okay, I want to move these hearts in position of my UI here into my HUD. So what I'm going to do is quickly highlight these 4 by holding Shift. I'm just going to drag them out of here, so they're normally in the hierarchy. They've done a runner. Where have they gone to? Let's double click all the way down there. Oh, they're hiding behind everything. So can we change an order layer number? We can't. What if I put them? If I put 1, it's not appearing there, is it? Cool. No worries. So they are. Oh, okay. Where are they? They're technically within the scene. Okay, let's drag them down over to here. Drag them up. Cool. Have they gotten huge? I don't know. What are they? 97 by 984. So if I highlight them all, so 97 by 84. So 97 by 84. Oh, 85 by 84. Cool. Let's see each one of them there. Cool. All their position is all different, which is mega helpful. Let's zoom in. What if I create that as a position of 10? No, it's not popping up. That's really annoying. So we need these to pop up. Why are they not popping up? Are they behind the sky? Let's just move this. Just see where they are. Completely unseeable. That's odd. Let's just click on all these 4. Let's click on that one. Why can't we change the rec? How weird. let's go all the way back. Let's crack them back into there. So where are they there? Okay, they're all there. So that's fine. So that's how we're going to want them to fit in. That's weird that they are doing that, even though they should be the wrong size, but they're fitting in perfectly. How odd. Anyway, doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do is want to fit these hearts in the same position. So if I take them out, they then go missing. Weird. What I'm going to do is if I just take them out there, and then they're behind. Oh no, they're in my HUD. They're behind it though, so if I want to drag them to there we go. And I can drag Unit 2. Oh no, they're still behind. Why are they doing that? Because Canvas hasn't got the image. HUD has, but oh well. So what I'm going to do is just quickly move these into position, even though you only can see them vaguely. And what this will help me do is that I can implement them face forward in the end. Lovely, cool. Lovely jubbly. But as soon as I drag them out of canvas, they go missing. Cool. Actually, they weren't the right size, were they? They were looking way too big. Let's quickly change these to 97 by 84. Lovely, they're fitting there perfect now. Cool. Ace. I'm just going to make sure that their color alpha is 8255. Cool. I just need to make sure these are popping up at the front really. So now they are all there. I'm going to make sure they go back into heart units. Oh, and they've popped up at the front. Cool. No worries. So, sorry, this is my mistake there. No worries. So what we've got is Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, and Unit 4, and we will script each of these individually to make them disappear. So, for example, if I get hit once, that heart pops out. Get hit again, that heart pops out, etc., etc. You kind of see what we're doing here. Cool, lovely. So I'm just going to turn these back on. That works. Cool. So I've made sure my hearts are all in line, and I made sure they're in line with this UI as well. Let's just have a see how that looks. So I'm happy that the hearts pop out more than the sword and everything like that, because that's really showing my life. So if I'm walking along and I get hit or something like that and 4 pops off, can we do that while we're in? Yep, we can. It then looks it's more faded, and I kind of like that effect there. Cool, lovely. I'm going to leave it there because we've got our HUD in place. We've got our death animation sorted out, and hopefully the next video will sort out all the health system, and that will be that, and you can move on and make fantastic 2D games. Cool. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.